Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion's challenge runs in the Binding of Isaac. Might not seem like a challenge run right now, but it will be a challenge run eventually, I promise you. This is going to be a run that's not a rehash, because rehash sounds so negative, but it's going to be kind of a reimagining of a run that I did a little bit earlier, actually way back in the history of Northernlion's challenge runs. Basically the way this is going to work, no items for now, but starting at the end of this floor, I'll explain what's up after I don't die to the spider, which apparently is going to be a little bit more of an issue than I expected. Essentially, we're going to take a look at our item room. We're going to take whatever's in our item room here. And then that is going to basically, the first letter of that is going to start our countdown. So let's say we get Mom's knife in our item room. That means that on the next floor, before going down to the next floor, like right at the cellar door, I'm going to open up Cheat Engine, so it's almost going to be a little bit of a Cheat Engine tutorial that you'll have here as well. And I can pick an item that starts with N, and then on the next floor, one that starts with O, so I might go Mom's Knife, number 1. I don't know if there's one that starts with O, but in any case, hopefully you understand this as it goes right now. I am going to pick up the small rock, because on the first floor, anything goes. It's almost the opposite of the chest run, where I say, you know, on the chest, anything goes. Basically, the way that this is going to go down, the first letter of the first item in the item room is going to dictate the pace of this to see how it goes. So let's have a practical example here. So we have Guardian Angel. I'm going to pick up Guardian Angel. Boss rooms are going to be off limits after this floor, but for now it's okay. So at the end of this floor, I'm going to pick an item that starts with H, which I can't think of right now, and then I, J, K, and so on and so forth. And this is actually pretty good because I believe in the run I did of this before, I ended up somewhere in like the middle of the alphabet, so I was sitting on like P's and N's, which is good because I got like POLYPHEMUS, I'm pretty sure, maybe Mom's Contact, I can't remember. But anyway, we're going to give ourselves one item per floor of our choice, and it'll be our choice assuming there's more than one item that starts with that letter, and we'll try to hobble together a decent run out of it. If you don't understand what's going on yet, don't worry, it's not that complicated, it'll all become clear very shortly. Now, I am not going to waste a bomb looking for the secret room. The way that this typically works is that from now on, I'm going to take no items per floor except the one item I give myself, because the balance is, yes, I'm getting less items, but I am getting my choice of what items I want. So I can kind of tailor a run for whatever I want, if that makes any sense at all. Now, that might not make us super strong. Let me just think about this. A G, so we've already got G. H-I-J, K-L-M. So no boss room here. H-I-J, K-L-M. We will at least be able to get Mom's knife out of this, is what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm just going to boot up Cheat Engine here, as you can see it. So add item when entering next room. Let's take a look at these H's. If there's no H's, we'll just go on to I. But there probably are. So we have Habit, Halo of Flies, Harlequin Baby, and Holy Water. I think it is smart for us. Let me just look. We have Ipecac. I want to see if there's a good spacebar item, because if there's a good spacebar item, then it makes sense for me to take the Nun's Habit. It might make sense for me to take Nun's Habit regardless, but am I ever going to replace that? You know what? This might sound silly. Let me just think about this. So there'll be floor 1 would be Habit. Floor 2, probably Ipecac. Floor 3, Jesus Juice. 4, Kamikaze. 5, Lord of the Pit. 6, Mom's Knife. You know what? This is going to sound crazy. I'm not going to take Nun's Habit. I'm going to take Halo of Flies. So we're going to pop that off, go down to the next floor. Halo of Flies is a pretty meager amount of benefit to gain from merely one floor. But I've tailored my run. I've already looked at what I'm going to build. We're definitely going to be going Ipecac next, transitioning to Mom's Knife a little bit later. There's a couple of options where we don't actually have a choice in the matter. Like, as you probably saw, we have to take Jesus Juice. I believe we have to take Kamikaze, so we're going to be stuck with those, which means this is kind of an unfortunate part of the alphabet to be in, but our benefit is that we're going to get Mom's Knife. Those were two very solid chests that we got there, especially that golden chest ended up being well worth it. Let's blow some of this stuff up. And the reason why I'm spending keys is because shops and item rooms are off the table, so I might as well pop open golden chests. Those are always on, because they're so variable. Sometimes they'll give consumables, sometimes they will give real items, so to say it's not fair to open those doesn't seem sensical to me. That was some terrible damage to be taking, but we are going to speed run, basically, because we're just fighting our bosses and then moving onwards. And I got lucky, you know, not 100% kosher that I took this small rock near the beginning of the game. But again, forgive me. First floor, anything goes. Similarly, once we get down to the chest, we actually won't be able to take any of the items in the chest. We'll only be taking the one item that actually fits from a letter-by-letter basis. So hopefully you understand the balancing there. Not every run is thematically perfect or balanced, but every run, at the very least, has a certain amount of forethought that has gone into it. So we're going to add item when entering next room. I believe I just want to take one more look at the eyes here. Inner eyes, pretty good. That gives us triple shot, but I think Ipecac is going to be more valuable, so we're going to get that down there. By the way, a lot of people ask me, I'll take this vignette to talk about that. If you're interested in knowing how to use the cheat engine, if you're one of those people that has sent me questions asking me how to set up challenge runs in the Binding of Isaac, go Google right now, Green 9090 Binding of Isaac cheat engine, and he will hook you up there. Basically, you got to Google some stuff, download some files. The files are all totally safe. Green and I and some other Isaac YouTubers have been using them for a long, long time in order to produce these runs. And if you're interested in doing that, if you're interested in adding some variety to your game, I would encourage you to look up his video. Green's got a really good video tutorial. He'll sort you out. He's got the links in the video description, which is like my #1 pet peeve is when people make YouTube tutorials, which is all very nice and good, but then they have like a 10-minute video and they don't put the links in the description, and you have to watch every second of the video, even if you already understand 90% of the problem. If you're doing that, just write, you have a script for the video or a Cliff Notes script, just please put that in the video description. I think I speak for most people when I say that, I read a lot faster than I watch things, so it's nice when I don't have to deal with that. But in any case, I'm going to stop bitching. We're going to get Jesus Juice next, and we actually have a pretty solid run here so far. Halo of Flies, Guardian Angel, Ipecac, Jesus Juice is going to give us a lot of damage. After that, it's going to get a little rough because we're going to roll into Kamikaze, but then we'll get Lord of the Pit. Lord of the Pit, obviously fantastic. Then we will get Mom's Knife. And after Mom's Knife, I think at that point, I mean, the thing is, the nail comes under N, so I'm trying to think about what the nail comes under T, is what I meant to say there. So I'm trying to think of how I'm going to get some more health, because obviously right now we're not in a very healthy situation. I could take Lard instead of Lord of the Pit, but I think that's a bad idea. The other thing I could do is just say boss room items are allowed, but I think that changes the balance too much in my favor as opposed to the game. So, we'll try it. It's a learning experience if we totally fuck it up. We are on IJ now, which means we're taking Jesus Juice. Surprised there's only one J in the game. I would have thought more than that. But I guess it's not that common of a letter. So let's take that. Our damage should be increased now, assuming that scales with Ipecac. Even if it doesn't, there's not much we can do about it. Ipecac, kind of I wouldn't necessarily call it a controversial item to take in this situation. In terms of just giving us like a ton of damage, this was definitely our best choice. So, it might be something where people would have different... Oh, that was so bad that I took damage there. It might be something people have different opinions about. What were the other options there? I can't really remember. We can go into the boss trap room here again. Because since the boss trap room is kind of a special case, I think I should be able to take whatever's inside. It's not HP, it's just tears. And I have the D6, but I'm basically not going to use the D6, because again, I'm not sure if that's kosher. I'm kind of making up the rules as I go along. I don't have a formal, kind of written challenge run binding me here, which is kind of ironic, I suppose, given the name of the game. But in any case, again, just have fun with it, basically. So this is going to be over. We gained a bomb and a tears upgrade out of it, which may actually benefit us when it comes time to use Mom's Knife, which will only be a couple of floors from now. Let me think. We're getting K next, then L. So we actually won't have Mom's Knife for the Mom boss fight, which is not good. By the way, the other positive balancing factor here that is going to improve my success versus... Oh, that was awful. Versus a vanilla run is we will be able to get items as we continue progressing. Like, we'll get an item when we beat the Cathedral, if we beat the Cathedral. We'll get an item when we beat the Womb Part 2, which normally you do not. So, there are some positive balancing factors here, in addition to the negative ones. For example, I can't believe I didn't get hit there. The fact that I only get 1 item per floor as opposed to 2. Or 3, even if you go to the shop. So maybe, if I was going to make another condition of this run, I might make it so shops are okay. But at that point, you got to say, okay, what can you buy from the shops? Because otherwise, you could maybe cheat the system a little bit. I don't know. Let's just say it. We'll call it like it is. It's a work in progress right now. I can't believe Halo of Flies managed to save me 3 times there. 4 times now. Thank you, Halo of Flies plus Guardian Angel, proving that maybe, perhaps, I've made the right decision there. I was just going in here because I wanted to get some extra hearts before I fought the boss, but considering I got saved 4 times there, could have easily died. So why don't we just move on and fight the boss right away, and hopefully he'll drop some health. It's going to be Peep. I'm A-okay with fighting Peep because he is a pretty decently slow single-target boss, so Ipecac matches up well against him. I'm going to try not to hit the eye with the poison shots anymore. Because the eyes are affected by the physics, unfortunately, as you just saw right there. It makes it a little bit, I'm not going to say unpredictable, because it is totally predictable, but it's hard to predict, given kind of the nature of how I'm playing this. Okay, we finished that. That was I, so we're going to... Sorry, that was J. We got Jesus Juice, so we get Kamikaze next. This item is obviously basically totally worthless for us. So we'll take Kamikaze, and then on the next floor, we're definitely going to be rolling for Lord of the Pit. So let's just get this set up here. It's a shame that there's only one K item, otherwise J and K, I can't believe there's... Oh, hello, Audacity. J and K, I can't believe there's only one of each. I want to say particularly K, but I don't know the actual, like, incidence of letters in the English language. I'm pretty confident that E is the most used letter in the English alphabet. The only reason I think that is because I'm pretty sure I saw it on, like, a Ghost Rider episode 15 years ago. Actually, not, I'm probably older than that now. It was probably, like, 20 years ago. It feels weird to be old enough to say I remember things 20 years ago. I guess I'm only 24, so I remember, like, 2 things from 20 years ago. But still, it's coming up, man. I'm not, again, this is a recurring theme in Northernlion videos. I hate when people who are still young in the whole scheme of things say I'm old. I don't think you can officially say you're old until you have kids who are naive enough to think that they're old, if that makes any sense. At that point, I would start considering... Like, if I had a 16-year-old kid who was like, oh, I remember back in 2030 when the Backstreet Boys 2.0 was popular. Now, 6 months later, no one even remembers it. Like, that's the point when I'll be like, oh. The point at which you can, like, realistically hate your own child, or at least feel a little, like, they're making you sick a little bit, not in a physical way, because obviously babies poop themselves, but when you can be like, oh, my kid is a person and I don't like them, that's when you can call yourself old, when you can unironically hate your own child, genuinely. That took a dark turn real fast. In any case, hopefully some people out there understand what I'm saying. Kamikaze, basically garbage for us here, but, you know, hopefully we'll be able to get rid of it soon. Once we beat Mom, if we beat Mom, we will get Lord of the Pit, and then we'll get Mom's knife, and we're gonna be doing crazy damage. Actually, no, we're not fighting Mom on this floor. I made that mistake in the last video too. We're not quite at that point in the game yet, so I have to, first off, not be a fool here. Let's actually try to land some shots if possible. That's a good one. How about this? Nope, we're gonna go to the other side of the map and do this. We're gonna be fighting another boss. I would love to get rid of Kamikaze as soon as possible. But who knows, maybe we'll come across a situation we'll eventually have items that make it all the better for us. Look, this is not a good setup here. I don't like fighting the Fallen. He gets really close to you, and the inability to do damage to him is going to be a real problem for us. So maybe Kamikaze is actually going to be beneficial for us here. I doubt it, though. Speed is too low. But poison damage, please? Nope. Well, good enough anyway. I would love to take the Pact, don't get me wrong, but instead... Oh, again, Audacity. I apologize for that, but we're going to boot this up. And we just got K, so we're going to L, and I believe we're going to go Lord of the Pit, but I want to take a second look. Lunch, HP upgrade would be good. Lump of coal, maybe. Lucky Foot, no. Lord of the Pit. Little Gish might be an option. Lemon Mishap is not. I'm pretty sure Lord of the Pit is almost objectively, if you lack a flying item, Lord of the Pit is going to be the best item for you to take in this situation. So we are going to be able to fly now. It doesn't appear so. Why don't we have wings? Why aren't we flying? We might have to... Oh, I can fly. It's just, for some reason, I can't see that I can fly for some reason. I'm just kind of levitating, David Blaine style. This is super weird. By the way, I just wanted to mention, a couple of people have been talking to me. They're like, Northernlion, this is a very good question. This came up during the live stream, actually, but it was, if you could have any item named after you in the Binding of Isaac, what would that item be, and what would it do? And I think a lot of people came up with some good stuff, like, hey, the item turns you bald, and that's cool. It's superficially cool anyway. But I think a really cool item that would fit the Northernlion style, especially like older videos of mine, would be an item that when you pick it up, it says like confusion up, and then it randomizes the effects of all items in the game so that, you know, what you normally expect an item to do is now totally different, perhaps. So, for example, I could pick up what is normally an HP upgrade, like Lunch, but when I pick it up, it ends up giving me, like, 2 Spirit Hearts and a Tears upgrade instead or something. That's not even really an item. That's a pretty bad example. Let me think about that again. You pick up Ipecac, and instead of giving you Ipecac, it gives you, like, Homing Tears. Now, this would be a fucking disaster from a gameplay standpoint. People would never pick up my item unless they wanted to have, like, a real crazy run. So maybe, like, a Northernlion run would be better, but then it's getting a little bit kind of self-inflating, I think. In any case, even if it's not named after me, I would love for that mode to be in the game. And I'd probably be more comfortable if it wasn't actually named after me, because that would be crazy. But how about, that would be very interesting now that I think about it, from like a kind of experienced Binding of Isaac player's perspective, is just have randomized item effects for every single item and see if you can beat the game regardless of not really having it. Almost like a new player mode. Now, Isaac's Fork I will take because I need the health there. Hopefully, at least half of you understand what I was saying there, because I did kind of go off on a random tangent, but I think that would be pretty sweet. I just came up with that, you know, theory crafting on the fly for what I would like to see in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. That would be a cool mode. I don't know if it's a lot of work to implement, but yeah, I think that would be pretty sweet. In any case, this is the permanent folly of the, like, choosing whatever item you want run. Because I will never, ever take HP upgrades. And that's put us in a somewhat difficult position here where I still only have 3 health. Well, 3 maximum health, 2 functional health as we move forward. So I'm going to try to win some hearts from this area in here, the arcade, as it is commonly known in the before time. Yeah, let's play these dudes. And hopefully they'll drop some red hearts and I'll be able to move onwards. But I don't know how we're going to rectify this, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know what eventually is gonna have to happen for me to be able to get some extra health. Maybe if we get down to T. I don't even know if we would get down to T, to be honest with you. I mean, don't worry about me. I get down to T enough times. Whenever I got a sore throat, just tea with some honey. I'm just not sure if we'd actually use it here. Let's blow up this blood bank. It usually gives enough red hearts. Okay, and then we'll blow up these guys as well. Get some sweet-ass item upgrades and some extra cash that I'll spend eventually. In the meantime, though, we're moving on. Again, next comes Mom's Knife, which means Mom's Knife is almost, in a weird way, it's a little like getting an HP upgrade, functionally, because we're much less likely to hit ourselves with Mom's Knife than we are with Ipecac. I think, anyway, at least when enemies get close. So, I think this is probably... I can just kill these guys with Halo of Flies. I think that's probably going to be worth something for us. But at some point, we're going to need to maybe go for... raw liver? No, we won't get to raw liver. I don't think, anyway. Again, I've forgotten how many letters there are in the English alphabet and how long it's going to take us to get from one to the other, but this cannot possibly be the right way. But we came across a golden chest, and a golden chest could provide a much-needed HP upgrade at this point. Probably will not. Probably, you know, just some troll bombs that I'm too slow to get away from. But beggars can be choosers. Well, actually, we got some decent upgrades out of that. The thing is, Ipecac's fantastic, and from a damage perspective, I probably don't need Mom's Knife, but what am I going to take in the M area? I'll take a look, because maybe I don't want to roll with Mom's Knife. I mean, the damage would be awesome, but if there's any way for me to get a lot of extra health, like more than 1 heart, I might consider it. Wonder if Prayer Card, LMNOP, maybe Prayer, but it's not going to give us that much. It would only give us 1 per floor. I would almost welcome, like, the Yumahard or something. But we're definitely not going to get to Y, and if it's in T, there are many, many better things in T, I think, that we can go with. Everything that starts with the. So we'd probably go with the nail in that situation, or maybe the wafer. Doesn't really matter what trinket we take, because we're going to be losing it on this fight anyway, or after this fight. So I'm not really happy to be fighting Red Mom for once. Makes things a little tougher on me, because everything moves much quicker. But I shouldn't take too much damage, because I do have the Halo of Flies protecting me. The only issue is I actually, at some point, am going to have to hit an element of Mom in order to do damage. I believe that's how this video game works. What I could do is just stand close enough to it that Guardian Angel will hit it. But that seems like a risky and foolhardy decision, in my opinion. Can Ipecac not hit through walls? I think someone told me that once. So unfortunately, if only we'd started on H instead of G, we might find ourselves in an easier position here. Oh, that sucks so hard. We might actually die here, you know what? I may have built this run in such a way that Mom is basically unbeatable. But I think if I just focus entirely on not hitting Mom, and instead just aim for those side sections, it's going to be easier than it looks. Okay, so I've had a change of heart again. I think we'll be okay. It's just going to take some patience, which sometimes it's hard to get me to act in a way, you know, that actually makes that work. So we're going to dodge as long as it's necessary. We'll probably have to do this 5 or 6 more times. It's very tempting to try to get close enough to hit it with the Halo of Flies or something, but I think that's a fool's decision. Let's make sure we're just hitting them every single time we have an opportunity. At this point, not getting hit is as big of a deal as doing damage. Yeah, I think 1 more hit's going to do it. So, again, sometimes the Mom's this is why the mom fight is probably my favorite boss fight in the game, is because depending on what set of items you have, it always requires a certain adaptation, which I appreciate. Anyway, we're going to take the Polaroid, obviously, and I think at this point we are going to roll Mom's Knife down to the next floor. So Ipecack's been fun. It's going to join us as a damage upgrade, but let's take a look. There's a lot of options here. Magic 8-Ball, Magic Mushroom, good item, but I don't think it's worth it in this situation. Mom's Knife seems way better. Max's Head would be cool. Meat would be cool. But it's going to take a lot to get me to not go with Mom's Knife. Money equals power could be okay, but yeah, Mom's Knife. I mean, it's my second favorite item in the game. How could I not take it in this situation? So we'll go down to the next floor. I think we're going to be okay for at least one more floor. We can fly, and we have a super high damage Mom's Knife. Kamikaze is garbage. Obviously, we do not have any compass or map or anything. I just need to play very, very defensively and not like an idiot, which is harder than it sounds for me sometimes. Like, I almost just lost 1/3 of my remaining health there from walking into this beam that should be entirely dodgeable for me. But anyway, these guys are not actually dying as fast as I thought they would. The good thing is, I'm pretty sure... Oh, that was real bad. Guardian Angel and Halo of Flies was like the best surprising choice I could have possibly made. I never would have expected those would be so key, but they do seem to be doing very good things for me here. Now, I do need to get some red hearts as soon as is humanly possible. I struggled because I was like, is Isaac a human? Then I was like, don't be silly. Of course Isaac's a human. Just because he's having a weird kind of supernaturally life here doesn't take away from his species, you know? Okay, one more hit will kill us. And that worries me. In the end, I can't really blame the game. What I can blame is my own lack of foresight when it comes to HP upgrades. See, that's the thing, when there's so many other items that could benefit you more immediately, it's hard to justify taking an item that only gives you a mere heart container. Please give me some red hearts. Oh, that is lucky and good. Okay. All is not lost yet, anyway. But in the end, yeah, you gotta stack up some HP upgrades somewhat. Maybe that you should also, like, do this run, but then give yourself as a trinket, like Maggie's Faith or something. That might even be a little overpowered. Maybe give yourself the prayer card so that you could possibly lose it more often. I don't know, man. Maggie's Faith seems like it's... Maggie's Faith is it's 1 heart container and 1 eternal heart per floor, right? I think that's how it works. Again, we've established many times, I actually don't know literally how Maggie's Faith works. I have a vague understanding of it. Sorry, I know every time I say vague, people have a problem with my pronunciation. Northernlion, how can you say things like that? You're an English teacher. Your pronunciation, herp de derp, my 7th grade social studies teacher, herp de derp. Here's the thing about language. And why I will never be a grammar Nazi unless I'm trying to help somebody actually learn the language and they actively want me to do it and I'm not just being a dick for no reason. Language is all about communication, man. If you can communicate effectively and people know what you're talking about, little things like, you know, dialectical differences, pronunciation, stuff like that, doesn't bother me in the least. It's not an affront to the English language if someone has a different pronunciation than you. And if you think it makes you smarter than someone else because you know how to pronounce words according to some special book, then you are not a great person, in my opinion. Or at the very least, you're being a little bit short-sighted and arbitrary. There's my thoughts on that. It's a big world. There's other things you could reasonably get angry at people about, apart from, you know, saying... I could care less instead of I couldn't care less, for example. That's my point on that. And we're going to move onwards here because I am totally going off track. But, in a weird way, you know? You ever find that, like, when you're focusing hard on something, then it makes it more difficult to do? You know, you're trying your best and it seems like all of the effort that you put in pushes it away? It's kind of like that with the Binding of Isaac. When I focus on the commentary, I think I tend to take a lot more damage. And when I just kind of go off at random, and that's my... Oh, never mind. When I go off at random and my brain can just kind of, like, you know, free fall like a Tom Petty song. Don't get hit. Don't get hit. Okay, we're good. Well, we're not good because we're going to be fighting the boss right away. But we're going to try anyway. It's Conquest. This is probably the death of me. Can I just hang out over here? Conquest will never create beams of light over rocks. So if I... play a very, very patient game, I might be able to come out of this ahead. No, don't do that. This is the problem. Okay, lucky dodge. Hang out over here. No beams of light over the rocks. The rule holds. Oh, come on. I could have killed him so easily there. Clutch dodging. Stay over the rocks. This has been a very patience-requiring run in the Binding... Oh, my God. Very patience-requiring run in the Binding of Isaac is where I was going with that. Please just come into the center of the map. Oh, I almost got... Oh, I almost stepped out of the rock there. Would have been a disaster. I should run out and throw a bomb out there. Wow, I can't believe we lived. I can't take the pony, but we've lived longer than I thought I would. So we're going down to the end now. There's got to be ends in the game. Number 1, at the very least. Number 1, notched pickaxe. This is such a weird situation because notched pickaxe might actually... I mean, number 1 doesn't seem that effective. At least notched pickaxe would replace our... What was I going to say? Notched pickaxe would replace our kamikaze. Sorry, my brain, again, is totally short-circuiting. But I still think number 1 is probably more effective for the increased rate of fire, even though we're using Mom's knife. Now, if we just survive this floor, if we manage to beat Mom's heart, we will earn ourselves a crack at Odd Mushroom that gives us the HP upgrade, which is actually fairly important at this part. We get the health upgrade, the damage upgrade, and even just getting like one more red heart, even if we don't fill it, just getting the extra red heart and like having one more hit tolerance basically is pretty important, surprisingly. I wish it wasn't like this. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. It definitely do here. I almost got hit by the brain guy there. Kind of grew a pair all of a sudden, surprisingly. Wish we were getting more red heart drops. Is the pill worth it? Oh yes, the pills. Well, actually it's not, because we already had full Halo of Flies, but at least it wasn't bad. There was some more health in there. The money doesn't really interest me, but the health, very, very important. We are doing crazy damage here. Between Ipecac, we've had some other damage upgrades. I guess the small rock was one. So, I mean, if we can get close enough to do damage to Mom's heart at a limited risk to ourselves, the fight should be over reasonably quick. And we are actually, after O, we can go for Polyphemus, so we could potentially create the most powerful run the world has ever seen. Why didn't we take, with M, was Mutant Spider in M and I just didn't take it? Mutant Spider Ipecac, does that even work? I think it just makes Ipecac stronger, which makes me feel a little bit better about skipping it over, but Mom's Knife is probably my preferred choice regardless. Please, you're red, drop red things like hearts. He dropped a penny! Maybe he spent too much time at the tanning salon. Okay, just roll backwards. Wow, that guy was just totally immune, or like, yeah, oblivious to what was happening around him. Please, red hearts. Oh, the most beautiful of all second secret rooms. Here's the real question. Why didn't I fill my health? The answer is I didn't realize that I was still down a half heart. So, we'll get back to full health, and that will be a full health reservoir if we get substantial more damage before the Mom's Heart boss fight. But feeling a lot better about this now, we might actually be able to turn this around. As of, like, the start of this floor, I was like, you know what, we probably have about a 10% chance of overall success, but that room, you know, the things swing fast in Isaac, and that room changes things a great deal. If we can survive this floor, we get that odd mushroom for the increased health and damage, then we maybe get Polyphemus, and, well, I guess we get Polyphemus would benefit us on the chest, because that would, Polyphemus would be the last time we would get, I believe. I don't know, I'm taking it as it comes. It's been a surprisingly long run. That was awful. But a surprisingly good run, nonetheless. I didn't take damage again, did I? Let's just walk into him, like so. Oh, pretty fly. Of all the pills to show up continuously, I would not have expected this one. Now, we have the spider. The spider's a tough one with Mom's Knife, because you want to hit it dead on, in which case you don't have to deal with the two baby spiders most of the time. Now, oh, that was stupid damage. And I haven't taken substantial stupid damage in recent floors, so that one actually hurts. I almost took another hit there, which would have been terrible. In the meantime, though, half of a red heart, fantastic. We're going to blow this bad boy up. Usually gives red hearts. Did indeed do so here. Why don't we blow this guy up as well? Didn't give a red heart. It looked like he was actually holding on to Skatole there, which would have been disappointing. I guess Skatole's not that important at this point of the game. And more bombs. So, effectively, we traded one bomb for a Spirit Heart and a half there, I guess. Nearly back to full health again. And remember, there is that full health reservoir up in the top left. Basically, like the fairy screen if we were playing Legend of Zelda at this point. Almost walked right into the brain, dude. Can't get too cocky. We are at full health here. Oh, thank you, Halo of Flies. Easy answer here is to just walk over these spikes, grab the key, and continue downwards. But we'll see. We should be coming very close. I can score a free attack fly here if I play my cards right. Just kill the blue guy last. And it should be good enough to get us a free attack fly, which is nothing to sneeze at, especially when, you know, items are hard to come by. Again, we're just not allowed to go to item rooms and shops, so we're allowed to take items that show up randomly via golden chests and whatnot. Otherwise, you know, we're cranking the difficulty up to a point where shit would be borderline impossible. Already, I've had to exercise some ingenuity just to succeed as far as I have, which is not really all that much. And if we just hold our knife out, we should be pretty strong here. But we still have about 6 of these dudes left. Now we have 4. Soon to be 3. If I could actually hit them. Oh, that was close. That was close as well. Now 2. And 0. Okay, so we did earn the attack fly. I guess we're going to roll Kamikaze here. 2 of hearts we're definitely going to carry with us. The Fool is basically a worthless card. By the way, I can't believe that I've survived somehow, despite having to go to every single room. You know, no map, no compass, obviously, but also picking the wrong direction every single time, apparently. Okay, we got a Spirit Heart out of that as well. All turned out better than expected. Time to go after Mom here. And I think it's going to be alright. We're going to drop bombs. Bombs are going to kill. Then we're going to come in, do some quick damage. And just rinse and repeat, basically. By doing this over and over, I think we'll put ourselves in a position where we're not going to have to deal with too many shitty enemies. Like this, zombies come out, zombies die, well, more or less. And we got a chance to do some pretty serious damage to Mom's heart. We're just going to rinse and repeat, as always. And the longer Mom's heart is around, the easier it is for me to get some modicum of success here. Just keep bouncing around. We got no chub ever. I totally forgot that I had Lord of the Pit, because it doesn't look like I do. And this is going to allow me to kill Mom's heart in one more hit. Very successful fight, okay. So now we go A for add item when entering next room, and there's only 2, right? Oh, Ouija board, odd mushroom, and odd mushroom. We're going to take the fat damage upgrade odd mushroom as we head up to the next floor. So we gain a little bit of health. And we're going to try to find Isaac, and I think we should be reasonably strong for our Isaac boss fight. I mean, our damage is going to be crazy. I'm going to have to get real close to do that kind of damage to him, which is unfortunate, as always. And I guess the other thing I should be probably making better use of is whenever I get hit, especially if I'm very close to an enemy, just immediately popping Kamikaze. I didn't do it there because I was talking, so my brain was distracted, which is not a good excuse at this point. We lost 3 hearts on a Loki room. All of a sudden, confidence has reached an all-time low about our chances here. But anyway, we're one-shotting boss rooms, and that's a big deal, especially if we can get some red hearts and get back to basically full health. Is 5 enough to take out Isaac? 5 hearts? Maybe. It's certainly uncertain, but I think it could be possible. These Gish are firing like crazy, and we are going to be able to get a suite of... I was really hoping that was Spirit Hearts. Instead, you know, the red heart, valuable as well. And we have reached a dead end, which is a valuable piece of information. Let's see if we can just carry that. Okay, don't get hit here. This is the silliest room to take damage on, which I didn't, thankfully. Oh, well, I'm going to immediately F that up here. But on the bright side, there is a bright side. The bright side is that there is a tinted rock. Murder that dude. Got decent range on Mom's knife. 2 Spirit Hearts would be fantastic. 1 is adequate, I would say. So let's continue moving downwards, I guess the case might be here. We're probably going to look down right. I don't know why, I just have a feeling. Now, just run for your effing life. Okay, you know, losing 1 Spirit Heart to take out that room, it's not great, but it's not the end of the world either. So these guys can fly over rocks, but they can't shoot over rocks, which I can use to my advantage. Just don't let them get close enough to actually physically hit you, and the projectiles won't do anything more. Speed upgrade, actually surprisingly useful, because I am pretty slow as a result of that small rock we picked up earlier. Almost got hit by that Ipecac. That would have been terrible. Now, 1 more shot should do it. Feel free to drop some HP, Ipecac, or Pestilence, if that's what you're into. Well, you know what? Ask and ye shall receive sometimes. Now we're going to try to go downwards without getting hit. Not always the easiest task. I kind of want to get these guys to... Okay, we made it! I'm not even going to finish my thought because I've now forgotten what I was going to say. Good bomb. Did damage to all 4 of them. Now we'll just kind of like ambiently toss in some knives that should take them out if they get anywhere near me. Like so. This guy should be dead immediately as well. And one more hit on each of these guys as well, I'm assuming. Maybe 2 each. Well, never mind. This guy's just got a random umbilical cord attached to him now. That was very easy. But I don't want to get cocky at all. I was going to say too cocky, but cocky at all is too cocky in this situation. That was well done as well. Bottom right, like I said, nope, that's going to be a straight up DE, dead end. You probably could have figured that out for yourself. Oh, okay. Thank you, Halo of Flies, Guardian Angel, again, proving that you are fairly underrated in this setup. And we're going to get very nearly to full health. Please tell me it's not middle left. I'll take bottom left. It is bottom left. Fantastic. Okay. One more hit on Daddy Longlegs. Let's be patient. Well, let's just kill him. Okay, here's our attempt on beating Isaac. We do have the 2 of Hearts. It's going to be very important for me to make use of that. I've forgotten that I've been holding that for a while, but now I'm glad that I did. Because we have it for the boss fight. Again, I should be using Kamikaze whenever I get hit, and I'm close. But I don't want to accidentally hit myself more than is humanly necessary. And we're going to do this again. Functionally, I don't think it matters if I use 2 of Hearts now or when I get hit once more. So I'm going to wait until I get hit once more. Okay, so let's pop that. We would have been at 4 health regardless, is what I'm trying to say there. Almost dodged all those shots, and by dodged, I mean Halo of Flies almost took all those shots for me. Okay, so we're alive. We just got to kill the angel fetuses. And you know what? Getting to the chest is a goddamn success when you only get 1 item per floor. We got lucky to get in that, like, MO or MN corridor where you can actually take things like Polyphemus. Now, here's the thing. Are we going to be able to succeed on the next floor if we take Polyphemus? What are our other options, really? Pyro, portable slots, Polyphemus, pills here, PhD, Pageant Boy, Pentagram. Polyphemus is pretty much heads and tails above the rest there. Let's give it a try. So our damage is through the roof. This is very much a true glass cannon run in typical Northernlion fashion. Let's just see what we have in here, just to see if it would have changed things for us. So far, not really. You know what? This is probably one of the worst crops of items I've ever had on the chest. So, no temptation even to change from my path, shall we say. Anyway, we are one-shotting enemies like crazy. We do have Ipecac, Mom's Knife, Odd Mushroom, damage upgrade from the small rock. And we want to kill Gluttony last. Shouldn't be hard, as you can see. That gives us guaranteed health, and we're very nearly to full health again. Without the 2 of Hearts card, though, oh man, we are killing Gertie so quickly. So I would almost think that even 5 hearts in this situation, it might be enough. We lack the 2 of Hearts card. It might be enough thanks to Polyphemus. But we shall see, I guess. We're one-shotting Gertie, and Gertie is not a boss to be taken lightly. Again, we're going to try to kill Gluttony last, which is exactly how the shit went down in like 2 seconds. Wow, Spirit Heart and Eternal Heart. That's a little bit better than getting just a single red heart in this situation. Wanted to trigger these guys first so I could sneak through here. Oh, I don't... okay. Oh, okay, well, F you too. Get this guy to sneak out. Okay, so we lost a little bit, but that's to be expected. We're going to try to kill Gluttony last now. For once, Gluttony's not actually on this room, so I don't really care who I kill last. Sloth, we should kill Sloth last, because Sloth will give us a tarot card. And that tarot card could be, like, the Lovers. Bob's Rotten Head, actually. Well, we can take it, because it's randomly here. That might be beneficial against Blue Baby. Oh, no! Damn my lightning cat-like reflexes! We could have scored ourselves some extra health there. Maybe even an extra heart container if we'd gotten very lucky. But anyway, let's let bygones be bygones. I think we're going the right way here, unless we hit a dead end all of a sudden. No, this is indeed the right way. Oh, I took damage, but that's okay. Because we can still... Oh, I took too much damage. We can still kill Gluttony last, though. All is not lost. Just actually hitting Sloth would be a nice change of pace. There we go. Thank you, Gluttony. You're such a nice guy. So we're very nearly at full health. Let's make this happen. Bob's Rotten Head, step 1. Look at that crazy damage. Off the charts, oh my god. Okay, each shot that we fire is real good. Very tense. We're gonna win this. I mean, I hesitate to say I can't believe it, because we have such great items now, but we put in our dues, man. This was not always easy. It was easier than expected at the end, though, but in any case, Wow, that was a fun run. Thank you guys for the suggestions that inspired this. It's been, 2 months since you originally suggested them, so I don't remember your names, but I really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite runs, one that I can revisit over and over. Thank you to you guys for watching, as always. Continue suggesting your challenge runs, and I will do the ones I deem most entertaining or appropriate. And again, as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.